Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Well, good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time here on WOON AM and FM radio on this Thursday morning. It's January the 22nd. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Joe Callahan, and at the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to that man right there. That would be former Mayor of the town of Cumberland. Bill Murray is here. Good morning to you there, Bill.
Good morning, Joe. How are you today?
We're okay. You doing all right? Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Thank you very much. Sue Tessier McKenzie from the Blackstone Valley Call-In Times has also arrived. Hi, Sue.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today. Now, as you can tell, Bob Lotter is not here, and John Ward is not here. So they'll be back at some point.
I forgot that John wasn't coming again after our conversation last week.
Yeah, he's got some work to do.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
He didn't sound too happy about having the work to do.
He's got to go straighten out another town.
Right.
Emergency management, it's called.
That's right. So he's going to be taking care of that for a little while. But anyway, it is Coffee Ann time. If you want to call in comments or questions, 766-1240. Feel free to do that, and we will get to them. So I'm glad Bill is here because he is the former mayor of Cumberland. So I want to know, how is this legal? Is it possible that what's been done? And it's Providence Mayor Brett Smiley.
Correct.
All right, down in Providence. He signed an executive order, and he's created ice-free zones. How can he do that is he allowed to do this as the mayor, that he can block out where federal agents can go in the city?
It's a show. Is that what it is? It's a show for political reasons. Okay. Look who he's running against. The guy is very left. Okay. And he's trying to
be
piggyback off for the people that are following him. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you. Mm-hmm. Executive order is an executive order, but I heard from somebody after he signed it and said, do you think the police are going to go into, say, a park that the ICE is forming, their team, and either arrest them or break it up? That's not going to happen. So, in my mind, it's strictly a show, political show.
The executive order says ICE are prohibited from using any Providence City property, including parking lots, public schools, parks, and municipal buildings.
Right.
The city will not allow public property to be used for what he calls unlawful immigration enforcement.
Right.
All right. You see it as a show as well, Sue?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It's all this big dog and pony show. Put up the circus tent and.
Well, you're trying to appease the left that are in Providence, which is the side. It's a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
They got to be careful, in my mind, because you're fighting the federal. I don't care what people think of the ICE. ICE is there as a protection to the citizens, and what are you going to tell them to leave?
I know.
And let the criminals run ragged in your city? If I was mayor of Providence, I wouldn't do that to the people.
Okay. The other thing the Providence mayor did, says he will do, he vows to veto a rent control measure when it reaches his desk.
He's smart on that.
You agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you ever have to do that in Cumberland?
No. Okay. We never had an issue, but I dealt with it in New York when I lived there. Not personally or directly, but that was a big issue for years in New York with the rent control. And the problem is that it backfires on you. As an example, you got landlords that they're in there as a business, and if you jeopardize their business by certain controls, what happens? They don't make money. And when they don't make money, do you think they fix the buildings or do anything like that?
No.
Now, you have your slumlords, but that's a different issue.
Yeah.
But rent control overall is going to hurt badly. They're trying to do it in New York again with this new Maldani. And it's going to cause a lot of problems to people who are not going to have the kind of the safe places to live that they've been in there. Some of those, they're rent controlled anyway.
Okay.
And if you even make it more difficult, landlords are going to, they're going to have an uprising.
Now, if it does come across his desk and he does veto it, the Providence City Council would need 10 of the 15 city councilors would be needed to override the veto.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
That would be tough, wouldn't it?
Well, not with that council. Not with that council.
No? Okay.
I don't know the breakdown, but that council is very bad. That council
In which
is
way?
They're very left.
Okay.
And especially the leader, the woman, I'm trying to think of her name now. Miller, is it Miller? I think it's Miller.
Okay.
And she's there's no question where she sits. So.
All right. Where are you on all this, Sue? Are you just?
First of all, I did look up something on ICE. I think something needs to be done.
In what?
And I'm not
on what subject are you talking about?
On rent.
Oh, rent control. Okay.
But I don't think rent control. I don't even like the term.
Yeah.
At all. I don't know. I understand the business, property owners running as a business. I get that. But what's happening, that's where homelessness is coming from. Everybody can say homelessness is because everybody's on drugs. Or that's how they want to live.
Yeah.
It's become, and I had the conversation before, I'm not, things happen for me, was medical for my husband, that have drained my savings. I'm struggling every month. You got to pay the rent, you got to pay the utilities, with everything going up. And then a property owner saying, oh, geez, I can get X dollars for this property, let me jack it.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be some rationalization. I don't even know what the right solution is.
Yeah.
I really don't. But they have expenses that continue to rise as well. So I don't think renters think of it as such. If your water bill goes up, if your gas bill, whatever the property owner has to pay goes up. Property taxes go up. Everything goes up for them as well. But at the same time, when you pass, you're passing those expenses over to the renters, triple what you're actually doing, what your increase actually is, just because you can. I mean, look at price gouging, okay? You couldn't buy toilet paper, water. How many items could not be bought during COVID? And then they had this law about price gouging. It's the same thing. In many ways, it is the same thing.
But if landlords raise the rent so high,
people can't afford it.
People can't afford it. So now you have an empty apartment. Now no money's coming in.
That's right.
That's right. They know
what do they do?
They know where to raise it.
Yeah.
And I don't. Here's the other end of it too: is that you're right in certain incidents.
Yes.
But people are not builders are not building apartments anymore. That's your other problem.
Well, you're absolutely
because
right.
again, you have to go back. This is a business for them.
Yeah.
What they're
in
building
here.
now are more not apartments as in a 3-family. They're building, and if you go into Mass, Bellingham, Franklin, Attleboro's, I haven't really seen although there is one in Pawtucket, Newport Ave, Pawtucket, East Providence line, are those big apartment complexes.
Okay.
And, again, that comes with a price. I mean, it's just difficult. And again, I speak for people that have had, when my husband, prior to my husband's brain injury, if we had an expense, be it, okay, it's wintertime and the heat's going to be high, I'm going to work extra, not me, he would just be able to work extra
to bring in
overtime
more cash, okay.
To fix that. It wasn't about, oh my God, this is so high. Yeah, it is high, so we got to make it work. And that's how he made it work. He can't do that anymore.
Right.
I can't work extra being a full-time caregiver and a full-time employer. employee, I should say, not an employer. So the options aren't there. You know, people, they say, oh, I'll get a second job. And I'm not saying they say that to me. Let me clarify. When people are complaining about everything being expensive, well, you know, do what you got to do. Get a second job. Do that. It's not always an option for people.
Right.
My sister right now, she quit her job to take care of my mother.
Okay.
She has been trying for almost a year to become her paid caregiver. Okay. Now, she owns a house. My mom's on one floor. And my sister's going to try to do everything. And she's not even getting a paycheck anymore.
Yeah.
And trying to get, you know, and fortunately, I have to say, you know, I called the city. My sister's called the city. You know, we're trying to make it work. They're trying to make it work. And I think that's the biggest issue. You know, for me, because I work and I'm married, you know, I can't get paid to be a caregiver because he's my spouse. You would not believe the times I've been told.
Should get a divorce.
Get a divorce,
right.
And he'll get everything he needs.
Isn't that incredible?
Or looking for a little bit of assistance with utilities, and I'm told, oh, you know, either A, you make too much, which I don't even want to say what it makes. It's embarrassing, okay? It really is. But they don't take into consideration what's going out of pocket.
Right.
And that's a problem. It's a problem for many. I mean, we had this conversation with the city a year ago. Mm-hmm. Try to avoid the homelessness. You're doing everything for the homeless, which is, you know, I don't dispute, I'm not that person, but let's try to avoid that. A little bit can go a long way instead of having to support everything.
But you're not going to solve it by putting restrictions on, as they say.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
and that I agree.
It's got to be the government that has to come in with the subsidized housing.
Something has to happen, but it doesn't. I don't even like the word control. I really don't. I don't think that's the solution.
No, because you're handcuffing, and they just and an owner says, "Well, I'm not going to do it. I can't make money. Why would he be in it?" But the other issue is too that I just thought of as you're talking, and I'm not making excuses for it. We had this issue in Cumberland with Section 8 housing.
Oh yeah, I know.
And do you know what that costs some of these owners? What these people come in and think they don't care what they do. They literally rip copper out of these places, and they're living there.
Wow!
And then they're complaining that the heat doesn't work or something like that. I've had many sit downs as you with the city.
I had a friend that had a few Section 8 houses.
Oh, it's awful.
Horrid.
But the other thing too is that the programs, and unfortunately in this country, is that there's people that know how to work the system. Mm-hmm, I'm not being nasty. No. You don't know the system. And
you're right, I don't.
People are working the system is ruining it for others.
That's I couldn't agree more. Right. I couldn't agree more. I have a friend that had to move to Mass, and sadly she worked for the city, and she moved to Mass. What they do, because everything needs to be sustainable, and I understand that.
Right.
What they do for her husband passed. She worked here for the city, moved to Massachusetts, close to be near her sister. Mm-hmm. And what that state does is they look at your income, they look at your expenses, and when I say expenses, I'm not talking about luxury expenses.
You're regular down the
your need to live expenses, and there's a big difference between the two, whether people realize it or not. Car doesn't need to be a Mercedes. That's what I'm saying. So. And they look at that, and then they say, okay, we can give you this much money
to
help you with your heat. Mm-hmm. But they also secure the property in the sense of drafts and, okay, you need this type of an air conditioning unit that kind of comes out the wall. I don't know what they're called. So, they helped her with all of that. But she can't go back and say, hey, you know what, my electric was too high. Can you give me more? No. That's where the sustainability needs to happen.
Right.
This is what you get, and then we review it every year. It's a small thing, but it helps.
Sure. All right, we're going to take a break. Our first break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. And we do have a message to get to when we come back on the Coffee and program.
OM 1240. Let's talk about the entertainment at Chan's this weekend. Ken Vario's Quintet comes in tomorrow night, January 16th from 8 to 10. A unique blend of jazz and groove featuring some of Rhode Island's finest musicians, featuring the music of Miles Davis. It's $15 in advance and $20 at the door. Ken Vario Quintet Friday night. Saturday night, you know him, you love him. He's a local great, and he's a local guy who's just great. Greg Abate Super Sextet on Saturday night, the 17th at Chan's. Saxophonist, flautist, composer, international jazz recording artist, featuring Jeff Stout, Arnie Krakowski, and Ken Hewitt, Todd Baker, and Gary Johnson on the same stage, believe it or not. That's coming up Saturday night at Chan's, 25 in advance, 30 at the door, and they got great food too. Pick it up at Chan's or go there in person and enjoy. Chan's, 267 Main Street in Woonsocket.
Your premier real estate expert is Scott McGee of the Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties in North Smithfield. Scott has had extensive training and knows the latest real estate strategies. He can offer you knowledge and tools most other agents can't. To see the latest listings from the Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties, visit this website, McGeeSoldMyHouse.com. Scott McGee of Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties can help you buy or sell your home. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Sue Tessier-McKenzie, and former mayor of the town of Cumberland, Bill Murray, is joining us as well. And Sue, it is time for a first message from the Blackstone Valley Call-and-Times newspaper.
Of course it is, after that intense first session. So, it is winter. It is cold. We're doing our best as far as delivery-wise with the mail. But understand that if we had carriers, it would be even worse. So while mailing the paper may not be ideal, it is getting to your house. So if you have any questions about getting delivery to your house so you don't have to go out in this inclement weather, you can call my cell phone and I can direct you. My cell phone is 401-487-4136. Again, Christina has been in the office on a daily. Of course, weather does play a factor. She does drive down from Burrillville. But if you have any questions, you can give me a call again on my cell at 487-4136.
All right, Sue, thanks. And we do have a note to get to that's been called in at 766-1240 on a completely different subject. Deals with RIPTA. And so, Bill, you may want to weigh in on this. They say there's a new central terminal for RIPTA on the Central Falls, Pawtucket
that's the brand
area.
New at the train station.
Yeah, okay. Yep. But the point that the caller makes is when Socket once again gets snubbed, the bus routes and stops in the city are few and none. Again, no stops on Park Avenue, which is a main branch into and out of the city. And that's only one example. I think the stops are on Providence Street.
We have... I'm not trying to make light of it. We have trouble in Cumberland. When I was mayor, they dealt with that every time I went to a senior center.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a battle that's unbelievable.
Just battling
and you know people trying to get more bus stops, and you know what they do? They go by the volume.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the volume, they're not going to stop that bus. And I've had that fight constantly, especially at Riverside, which is at the bottom of Manville Hill Road, where it's a big elderly place.
Yeah, it's flat street.
And a perfect spot for the bus to stop to help these people. And they just won't. It's just, it's 2 or 3 people maybe that really use it. But if they don't have that volume, and we argued it, so that's your biggest problem.
I do see people stopped at bus stops around the city, mostly at Diamond Hill Road. I see people stop there. I see them over here in Park Square, but I don't know. That might be the North Smithfield side.
Yeah, I am
right
surprised,
Stop
though.
and Shop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it's not something on Park Ave because it is.
There used to be, but there isn't anymore.
There's so many areas to get to that location, and it's bringing you right to 146.
Again, their analysis is probably, and I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, I get it. I fully
is,
understand that.
It's probably
volume.
that they don't have enough
ridership.
The ridership is the word I was.
Is the one in Central Falls, Pawtucket, is that being used? Are you aware
absolutely.
Of it? It is.
Is that's called the Comfort Center? Is that what you're referencing?
No, you know where the train station is. it's all in that complex of where the new train station is. And there's a lot of volume down there.
That is okay. Moving on. We have 4 people running for Attorney General. I don't know, but Bill, you were in politics. I don't know if you know any of them. The latest one is Warwick State Representative Joseph Solomon.
Very solid, very good young man.
And we got Kimberly Ahern.
Yeah, she works for the governor now. I just met her for the first time.
Okay.
Also very capable and lovely person.
Keith Hoffman.
Hoffman is a young man out of the Attorney General's office. I have never met him. Somebody I'm very close with has had a lot of discussions with him about his campaign. I guess from what I hear, he's a very bright young man, but I haven't met him, so I don't know him.
And then there's another state representative, Jason Knight.
I'll save my comments on him.
Okay.
Out of Barrington?
It doesn't say where he's out of.
He's out of Barrington, believe me.
I will respectfully plead the fifth on that one.
Right. Thank you, Sue. I'll take the fifth.
Now, they all say that they all have prior experience working in the AG's office. Okay.
Well, I know that I'm not sure about Solomon, but he's been all over the place. Solomon's family he had an uncle that was actually his father, I think it was involved with Warwick, and then he had another one who was very involved in Providence. He comes from a very solid political family, and he's a very bright, nice. And as is the young lady, Ahern, she's been one of the top legal advisors to the governor.
The story goes on to say that Solomon has worked in the Warwick solicitor's office and as a bail commissioner.
Yeah, well, he's been very strong at that Warwick area.
Okay. Something a little bit more on a lighter note. We brought this up yesterday on the Coffee Amp program, and it's just it boggles my mind that if you live here in New England and say, I really want to go to the Denver Broncos New England Patriots game in Denver, Ticketmaster won't sell you a ticket because your billing address is one of the 6 New England states. And the Denver Broncos don't want New Englanders coming to Denver and filling up their stadium. They want Broncos fans there. And so they've gotten a hold of Ticketmaster and said, block everybody from New England.
That's the advantage of having home field advantage, Joe.
But how can they tell Ticketmaster who they can and cannot sell tickets to?
I'm trying to figure that out. What kind is that one of those dig deeper and you see that this person's on the board at Ticketmaster or whatever, I
don't know.
How did you do that?
Let me turn it around. If the Patriots had home field advantage, you don't think they do the same thing?
Well, I don't know.
But
I know.
Haven't we had that advantage? Maybe not with that particular.
We have had the
AFC
championship game.
I don't know.
I'm sure they're
I'm curious if we look back at that.
Maybe it is a
thing.
I would think.
I don't know.
I'm not defending them. Don't get me wrong on it, but
maybe
I would
it is
say
a thing.
that is an advantage. Why do you want a whole bunch of Patriot fans
in
there
don't,
if you can avoid?
But is it just that game, the AFC? That's what I'm trying, because we just had them here. Nobody.
Well, I mean, of course we don't have it here, but are the Seattle Seahawks doing the same thing, saying anyone from California can't buy tickets to go to Seattle and watch?
They
their
might
game?
try.
Maybe they try. Maybe
I don't know, but yeah.
I just I brought it up yesterday. I'll bring it up real quick again because Tom Ward, when he was at the Valley Breeze, used to do bus trips to Yankee Stadium,
right.
But he always dealt with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And eventually he had to stop doing it because the Yankees wouldn't sell him tickets anymore. Because
they don't want the enemy.
We don't want the enemy. 50 to 60 Red Sox fans coming to Yankee Stadium. But okay, I can understand that. That's the New York Yankees making that decision. That's not Ticketmaster making the decision.
Yeah, but Ticketmaster has no control. If Denver says we don't want to sell you tickets, Denver, they're not going to jeopardize themselves, I don't think.
What I think the rule is, by the way, and I can't prove this at all, but I think the thinking is there's so many people in Denver that have given up. They think that they think or they know we're going to lose because of the quarterback situation that they have.
Yep.
So they're having trouble selling tickets to the game because no one wants to go from Denver because, well, we're just
Did you see
lose.
the price of the tickets?
I'm sure they're in the thousands.
Oh, they're crazy.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
Yeah. What do you got over there?
They use geofencing.
Yeah, that's right. You have to live
did.
within the Rocky Mountains
Right.
to
and
go to the game.
geofencing that. Only those with a billing address that I would know all that. It's not telling reasons.
Okay.
Prioritizing home fans.
Right.
Preventing ticket brokers.
Yeah, but you can still go through Ticket StubHub and SeatGeek.
Right, exactly. But it also says
even
this is
a lot more.
Right.
This is a common tactic.
It
That's
is.
what I was trying to figure
all right.
out. With similar restrictions placed on past games, such as the 2025 MLB Wild Card Series between Red Sox and Yankees.
I
Buying a ticket. Yeah, they say tickets are still accessible through third-party secondary markets, like you just said, StubHub.
Yeah.
But I always thought, that the home team had to make some tickets available for the away team. For the away team to
Yeah, but
be
you
able
don't
to
know.
buy.
It could be a very small amount.
What,
I've just
100?
thought of it as we're talking. My son Kevin went out to St. Louis to see in the World Series between St. Louis and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
He couldn't get tickets in Boston. He went out to St. Louis and was
And
able
bought
to
them
get
from there.
tickets out there.
But his billing address is.
Yeah, but
Or did he pay cash?
Well, probably, but that's where he saw the game. He said,
okay.
I couldn't get it to Fenway Park. He's a big Red Sox
Yeah,
fan.
but he could get into Busch Stadium.
Yeah, how's that?
That's
I just thought of it while we're talking
That's
right
crazy.
now.
Back to the Ripter situation. Someone else has wrote in 766-1240. The volume on Park Avenue is one of those populated streets in the city. There's volume.
Well,
But are they riding the bus?
That's what I was
know.
trying to figure out
Yeah.
too. I agree with the caller. It seems like you would have the volume because of the neighborhoods affiliated on both sides of Park
Yeah.
Avenue. So I don't know.
They ripped it, and believe me, I
They have to do their
I
studies.
sat in meetings.
Yep.
Ripped
Where they
goes
make
by
these
how many
decisions.
people get on that bus.
That's
Now, do they do
End of the
studies?
story.
We're just
End of the story.
it's
And
just
to
numbers.
get that number, don't they have to do a study? Like, have a bus stop on Park Ave. Let's see what happens. Give it a couple
Well,
of weeks.
I'll defend them in this part that they won't do it just for the sake of we're not
Right.
going to do it. They must do some type of
They
a
have
study
to,
that says
yeah.
only 2 people get on or 3 people get on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't talk for Park Avenue, but I know Cumberland, and we found out that they were right. There was only a couple of
Yeah.
that use it on a constant
regular,
basis.
yeah.
Others expected that bus stop all the time. How many times you go by and there's nobody there?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that cost them money.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we go back to what we were talking about on the rent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they're in a business, and look at how much money they've lost, even
yeah.
while they're doing things like this.
Now, you've been on the discussions, Bill, with Ripta. Do they ever say, well, people in South County ride the bus far more than people in the Blackstone Valley? Do they ever say stuff like that?
No,
It's
they really stick to where you're arguing. In other words, why does Cumberland have 3 stops and they should have 5 or something
Okay.
like that? They don't bring out. In other words, they separate what the others do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it, when the money was lost by RIPTA, and everybody's complaining that they $10 million in the hole and this and that, they had to cut back on a lot of stops in Providence, as an example. That's a big riding area, but they obviously did I would assume, an analysis, but they were losing $10 million.
Yeah.
And I'm not defending them by any means.
Right,
by
but
the
it's
way.
also kind of like when which this one's mind-boggling to me. Take a school bus, okay? That school bus goes 25 feet, drops somebody else off another 25. That's insane.
Yeah.
So if you picture RIPTA, okay, let's all go to this one place
Yeah.
and go from there, because that's the only way it's sustainable. But some of the school buses that
I know, every 10 feet it seems
I'll
to
give
make
you
a
one
stop.
on the school bus again. When I was mayor, how about the buses that have like 3 kids on it? Because it got to a point in Cumberland. I can only speak for Cumberland, where the kids didn't want to ride the bus, the parents didn't want them to, which created a problem for us as the backup at the schools for pickup.
But yet you still got to offer the
But
bus,
with
right?
you have to offer the bus, and at times, I'm not exaggerating, I witnessed it.
Yeah.
There were maybe 2 or 3 kids on the bus, and we're paying for a full bus.
Wow.
So
I
there's a
believe it.
lot of, if you go back to RIPTA too, is that, and I think the governor has been trying to do it. The government has to go in more, how do I want to put it? They have to go in there with some type of a subsidized program to be able to say to RIPTA, well, we want you to come more into Woonsocket. That I'm just using that as an example. But if they don't get involved, what do they have to do? They still lose money.
Just keep cutting.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a break here in the Coffee AM program. So, Sue, it's time for a second message from the Blackstone Valley Call and Times, please.
That was a little quick, I think. Anyway, again, if you're looking to do any advertising, we do have some winter specials going on that run through January into February, and sometimes we extend it into the beginning of March. So if you're looking to promote any big events or things to do, places to go, or, come eat here type of thing, you can give me a call on my cell phone at 401-487-4136.
All right, Sue, thanks. More coming your way here on the Coffee AM program. Time for the weather forecast. I think we got snow coming.
We have a lot.
Oh, my God.
In case you haven't heard, there's snow coming this weekend. All right, and the weather forecast is being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
A mostly sunny sky today with a high of 42 degrees and a stiff breeze from the west. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, overnight low of 22. Friday's weather, partial sunshine, high of 32 degrees and a breeze from the southwest. Friday night, mostly clear, overnight low near zero, about 2 degrees. Saturday, sunshine, high struggling to get to 15 degrees. Saturday night, down near zero again, with an overnight low projected to be 3 degrees. Sunday, a 90% chance of snow, mainly after 9 a.m. Snow could be heavy at times, but at this point they're not predicting just how much snow the Blackstone Valley will see. A high for the day of 21 degrees with the snow on Sunday. Sunday night, snow continues, overnight low of 13. Monday, a 60% chance of more snow, mainly in the morning and then tapering off during the day. Mostly cloudy skies Monday with a high of 24 and a north wind. Monday night, snow gradually ends and partly cloudy skies come in, overnight low of 6 degrees above zero. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 23, and next Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 26 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, partly sunny skies right now. Temperature much warmer than it was yesterday at this time. 38 degrees. When you're hanging around in 0-degree weather and it goes up to 38, it feels great.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even
absorb
button
it
my
now
jacket.
because it's going downhill.
It's going back down. You're
downhill.
right. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love. Don't get caught out in the cold this winter. Inferno Audio offers top-tier remote car starters. Heat up your ride from inside your cozy home. No more freezing your fingers, scraping ice off your windshield. And when you need a new key for your vehicle, before heading to the dealer, stop in to see Keith at Inferno Audio, Clinton Street, Woonsocket, for a less expensive option. Be sure to visit InfernoAudio.com.
You hear it all on ON Radio.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce,
then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters, and Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call Attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice.
All right, Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callion here with Bill Murray and Sue Tessier McKenzie. I hate reading stories like this, but it happened again in Providence, down on Manton Avenue, which is near Rhode Island College, if you wonder.
I saw that.
Where a 51-year-old man was attacked by an 11-year-old and three 12-year-olds.
12, yeah. Is that awful?
So 4 kids.
Is that awful?
Yeah. And knocked him to the ground and were punching and kicking him. Why? Just for fun.
Right.
He's on life support.
And now he's on life support.
Is he on life support?
We got him on. The story we have here, he's in serious condition, but
no, they said life support yesterday.
He might have hit his head when he fell to the ground.
Well, there you go.
Well, they kicked him.
And they kicked him too, and so, but these kids were, of course, after they have their fun, they run. But all 4 of them have been arrested.
Yeah,
good.
In connection with a separate incident. So
newscast last night said interviewed a woman, very seemed like a very bright person and everything, and she said that's not a surprise. That's a tough area over. Even the kids at PC have trouble, because I've had grandkids that go to PC. And it's a bad area. These kids
well,
are all
looking.
Always
had that.
Oh yeah,
rap.
But they said this woman said it's constant with these kids is that they just run roughshod through the damaged cars. They do this, they do that. So
because they just feel like doing it, there's no
have nothing to do
because there's no accountability.
Where are their parents exactly?
Or discipline or any of those.
Well, the parents probably just don't even care.
They don't.
Well, that's the problem.
Do whatever you want.
And that's basically what this woman was trying to make the point.
Yeah. Okay.
She says more parents have to get involved. They won't.
Right.
Nope.
The police, you can't blame the police. They can't be in every damn spot.
Well, that's true. Can't be everywhere. All righty, moving on. I mentioned this to Bill before we went on the air. Things I have to worry about because I live in Massachusetts, and we got the story today that my senator Ed Markey calling for the removal of the president under the 25th Amendment.
Absolutely.
Guess just saying he's not fit to be the president, basically. I go, do you understand? And this is what I don't think Ed understands. If you remove him from the presidency, guess who becomes the president?
Vance.
Who is Trump Jr., if you want to call him something.
Absolutely.
He's just like him. And so you...
They don't like him because they don't... And I'm a long time Democrat.
Yeah.
And the guy has done... He's a wonder. And... bringing the country back, it's taken a little while, but look at the mess we were in.
But you know what it takes to get the president removed under the 25th Amendment?
It's a waste of time.
It would be a waste of time.
Well, you know what that was? That was his inner thoughts that he shouldn't have voiced outwardly.
Well, he did.
Yeah, but Markey's been a fool right along. So.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him at all.
Nobody is.
And but J.D. Vance and a majority of the cabinet have to notify Congress that the president is unable to carry out the powers and duties of his office. There's no way any of those.
Why did Markey say something when Biden was so obvious? And you right? Did they say one word?
No, they were protecting him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they deny one of the smartest men we've ever taught. He couldn't stay awake.
Yeah.
Hey, I have to say, speaking of Trump Jr. having nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with politics.
All right.
Good.
Sports related. Speaking of Trump Jr., Tiger Woods is dating Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
Oh, I saw that.
I didn't know if any of you knew that. I just think I'd throw it out there.
No,
Let's get off to politics somehow, some way.
Yeah, you did say that. No, I read that.
Well, good for him, I guess.
Pretty woman.
I'm sure she is. So, okay.
Yep.
So this thing with Markey's going to go nowhere. So I wouldn't.
How he gets elected? Well, it's Massachusetts.
It's Massachusetts.
But you got Presley. You got we talked earlier. Lynch. Yeah. You got Lynch, and you got Warren.
Yeah.
Warren is don't get me started.
That's why I tried to change the subject, people.
I know. Good job. So, and I'm not even from Massachusetts.
Until Joe said
so I
Ed
have to
Markey
listen to my
again.
kids that live in Massachusetts, the same as Joe. They go, "What do we have? What do we have here?"
Speaking of Massachusetts, there was an accident in Mansfield. I thought of you this morning. It was quite early.
Yeah?
Yeah, on the on-ramp to 495 somewhere. I didn't know where. I just was like, oh, I hope Joe makes it on time.
Didn't affect me.
Okay, well, that's good.
To come to work, I take 495 north and get on 95 south.
Gotcha.
And usually the accidents are not there. Thank
Gotcha.
goodness. Usually the accidents, and I saw one a couple of days ago, are on 95 north in that Mansfield, Foxborough, Sharon
Yeah.
area.
There's a lot of area.
There's a lot of people just going north, heading to Boston.
Yeah.
So that's usually where the accidents take place over there.
Especially early though, with the the black ice.
Yeah.
Like it snowed last night. I mean, fortunately, temperatures rise, so
Yep.
it was warmer this morning.
The other place that's a problem in where I live is 495 south, where you get off to go to the Xfinity Center.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That whole stretch of 495, going from about there all the way down into Norton, where people get off the highway to go to Wheaton College.
Right.
There tends to be a lot of accidents along that stretch of road.
And also, as you get over near 24.
Yes.
Yeah, 24 is horrible.
24 is bad. That interchange in
Yeah.
that area.
I've said that before. Route 24 in Massachusetts has the worst drivers in the entire state.
I don't know where
of
they come
Massachusetts,
from.
and I don't get it.
I've driven on 24 many
they're
times, and
crazy.
every time I drive on 24, it's not during a work day. I can't, it's usually a weekend.
Oh, that's even
But-
when it's worse.
But no, I drive, and I'm like, what the heck is the problem?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just
I don't know what it
driving,
is.
and I'm driving okay. I'm not having a problem. I don't get what happened on Friday, for example, with a 5-car pileup. It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
This is going on for years because I remember even as far back, because I have family in Fall River, and when 24 was actually redone to, they never made it wide enough.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
and the traffic that comes out of there from people going, I thought it maybe would lessen with the trains.
Yep.
I don't think it has.
No.
I was there 2 weekends ago for a hockey game in Stoughton, right off the highway
Yeah.
there. And we get back on to come down to 495, and it was bumper to bumper. And this is
Wow.
9 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
It was
right. You
bumper-
wonder.
Yeah.
Everything from Brockton going south
Yeah.
to
Crazy.
Fall River, New
Yeah,
Bedford.
no,
It's just
no.
it's nuts on the
like
highway.
And that's usually a problem. Where is the heavy traffic?
Mm-hmm.
If you another thing is Saturday we had to drive up to Danvers for a hockey game. I seem to be going all over the world with my grandkids, but we drove up and it was busy and the roads weren't good.
Yeah, right.
The game was over at 9 o'clock. I got on the road. There was nobody on the road, so we just came home very, very easily. So it's usually
good.
with that heavy traffic. It's
Yep.
weird.
We had no called in, 766-1240. Sorry, Sue, back to politics. Someone just said Ed Markey should go back to his ice cream truck.
I'll endorse that.
Is that what his family's business has been?
I have no idea.
I don't know. either.
But whatever it is, go back
Came
to
from,
it.
go back to it. All right. Here's a good story, though, out of Massachusetts, Sue. A native of Needham, Massachusetts, okay, who has been an astronaut for 27 years, has retired. Wow. Suni Williams retired effective December 27th. She completed 3 missions on the International Space Station.
Wow.
And that's pretty cool.
That
She
is
logged-
cool.
She's from Needham.
She's from Needham, Mass.
Nice.
Yep. And she logged 608 days in space.
Wow.
And completed 9 spacewalks.
Wow.
There's just so few people that can say they've
How,
done that.
right?
What an interesting
Seriously.
person to meet
Wow.
and talk
just
to.
what a
Right?
fascinating.
It'd be unbelievable.
What's it like to be on the space station? What's it like to live in zero gravity for an extended period
Some
of
days
time?
I like to be there.
Oh, yeah. Someday. We almost forgot.
It just hit me. I
know.
said, you know what? I think he has to do this.
Sometimes it stares me in the face, and I still don't understand it. We'll let Bill do this. We're going to draw the Milk Fund calendar raffle winner. So, Bill, reach your hand in there. Mix up the tickets as best as you can. And today's winner, it will receive a $25 Amazon gift card. courtesy of the Milk Fund. So Bill's
I have,
reaching
I have
in.
no card in here, so I'm
So,
I know, me either.
so Bill is handing it to me.
Should have
Let's
bought that
see.
calendar. Probably didn't have money when I saw it.
So our winner is Sandra Mustitano. Musitano. Mustitano? Okay.
Mustitano.
Congratulations, Sandra. We'll be giving you a call a little later on, and when we get a hold of her, we'll put her name back into the prize bucket to so she can win again, possibly tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be drawing as well to give another $25 Amazon gift card. Congratulations to Sandra. All right, we're going to take another break here on the Coffee Am program, and this portion of Coffee Am has been sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder.
When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, and MLS number 465956.
Hi, this is Melissa, and here's what's happening in the Valley. Get dressed up in your 80s best Saturday, January 24th, starting at 5 p.m. as you embark on Lops and Little Lena's Bogus Journey. This second annual 80s retro party stops at Lops Brewing at 5 p.m. with throwback beverages on tap and a costume contest, and continues next door at Little Lena's at 9 p.m. Lops Brewing, 122 North Main, and Little Lena's, 144 North Main Street, Woonsocket. Have an event you'd like to share? Email events@woonsocketradio.com.
On ON Radio.
Thanks for joining us on the Coffee Am program this morning. Joe Callahan here with Sue Tester-McKenzie and Bill Murray. Well, we're just looking at some of the other stories making news around the country, and this is just the big oops has happened in Orlando, Florida. A Central Florida couple is suing an Orlando area fertility clinic after discovering that the baby she delivered is not hers, is not biologically hers or her husband's.
Damn.
The unidentified couple welcomed the baby in December after going IVF treatments. However, genetic testing revealed that the infant has no relation to them. Wow. The couple wants to know whose baby they carried and who carried theirs. And do we do a switch?
That's right.
Right?
The case has been
Damn.
transferred to Orange County, Florida, where it is currently active. Wow.
So now they have to check. for the other.
How far back do we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, back to when, I guess.
how far back do we go? I don't know, but
9 months?
Joe, I think 9 months.
So, okay, let's go back 9 months.
What did he just say?
I did. How far back?
Explain
Should we go back?
Explain it to him.
Should we go back a few years?
I coached him years ago, so
Well,
Right, you step back. I
didn't-
got this.
we didn't go over IVF back then. So
I'm
anyway,
on it. I'm on it.
you're
I'll
right.
see you. Thank you for having me.
I guess that makes sense. Check the date
And-
where she was inseminated and who else was inseminated on that day, and let's go forward.
And
Yes.
we'll make it even easier.
Okay.
The parents have to have their blood work and DNA, etc. done.
Oh, right, right.
So you just take the child's and
Yep.
see where it matches.
Yep. Well, you think
Problem
it'd be easy, Yeah, problem solved. Well, they gotta. Well,
Well, there's also got to have court case. I
Yeah.
mean,
we gotta start the whole
legalities, yeah.
process.
And where did the other people find out?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then what do you do if you're?
And
Because
how,
we're into 3 weeks now or so, or 4 weeks.
But the
Do you want to give up the baby that you
So-
delivered?
there's a reason why that was caught. Whether it's a white couple
It do-
had a black
black-
child,
that's possible
or
what happened.
whatever the
That's a
case
good
is.
point.
Yeah.
So whoever the other nationality is,
Yeah.
nationality or race, they gotta have an inkling.
You would think so.
You know,
But maybe they just don't want to come forward. I don't know. But that's just bizarre.
How about the people that are going through this? Because I know so many
awful.
of my family went through this. It's an awful,
It is.
tedious thing, and they were very fortunate. They had a lovely, lovely baby. Who's not a baby anymore. She's now 16, but they go through
A lot.
royal hell.
Yeah.
I never saw anything like it. So you've got people now that are reading about this and hearing
Yep.
about this. It's got to scare the hell out of them.
Well, and it's not just about a one and done. You go for in vitro. It's not that.
No.
It can be a years and years and years.
I went through it.
process. Yeah.
I went through it with my
it's
daughter-in-law.
a process.
All right, out in North Dakota, North Dakota education leaders are partnering with a national nonprofit to create a new middle school math model. I don't know if I think this is a good idea or not. New Classroom Innovation Partners, that's the nonprofit organization, is working with the Department of Public Instruction to design the statewide approach. The effort uses a $500,000 federal grant, with state officials saying the effort builds on existing instruction work. Officials say the long-term goal is to create a scalable model that strengthens math instruction. Phase 1 includes research, input from educators, and collaboration with 20 teachers statewide. So it doesn't say what the actual new math model was going to be.
I think they
But
should get some
anything would
parents involved on that one,
I think they should.
not just teachers. Get some parents up in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the math scores now, I don't know North Dakota,
Yeah.
but the math scores are English. They're all bad.
Down.
They're
Yep.
all
Yeah.
bad.
So
So
I don't know.
anything,
Well,
anything.
But
was
they
worth
try to
trying.
create a new way to do 5+3. And that's, I mean, you hear, but
That's nine,
fortunately,
isn't it?
I didn't. Now we see the problem.
Yeah,
But yeah, they're trying to create new ways to do math, and that's part of the learning process. That's a problem.
Have you seen the videos online that show it'll be a split screen and they'll have a math problem up on the board like 25 times 36.
Okay.
You know, slightly complicated. And the person on the left is doing it the new way, and the one on the right is doing it the way like we
The
all learn
normal
how to do
way,
it.
yeah.
And it takes the person on the right 25 seconds, let's say, to finish the problem. Mm-hmm. The person on the left, it's a minute and a half later, and they still haven't gotten to the answer yet because it just takes so long the way they're doing
To
it.
reach
and,
it, yeah.
And then they have a person on the completely different from that, and they said, "Well, the person we're hiring is the person on the right. We haven't got time."
Who's got that right?
To hire a person to get the job done, it's got to be done quickly.
And that's part of the problem
This
with
new
learning.
math taking forever. It's just
These kids sit there and they go like,
what?
"What?
What other?
That's not what my mom said."
that's right.
You know.
Yeah, that's right. So, so what are they going to do in North Dakota? I'm not sure. So, will it make anything better? Don't know. So, but here
We'll
we go.
revisit.
We'll revisit when they put it into.
When they show
Everything
it,
old
when they
is
show
new
it didn't
again.
work. It didn't work.
Yeah, everything old is new again. Bring it back.
That's right. It should work that way. All right. A 3-year-old boy in Michigan is in serious but stable condition. He shot himself. Unsecured gun in the home, not put away. Warren, Michigan Police Commissioner Eric Hawkins says the incident is heartbreaking and underscores the importance of secure firearm storage. Police say they were called to a hospital around 10:15 p.m. after the child was brought in with a gunshot wound this week.
Yeah.
Officials say the child was shot in the hand. You can see him doing it one of these kind of things.
Yeah.
And police are continuing to investigate the incident. But how did he get a hold of the gun in the first place?
Exactly.
Parents, why aren't you securing your gun?
I can tell you that a lot of information has come out that you don't realize how many unsecured guns are in homes all over the place.
It's just so wrong.
It is. It absolutely is. How could you? But they do it. I mean,
All the time, yeah.
You know-
and you know what? It's not even, if you are a parent that you
Right.
need to keep your gun secure. It's other people. For a simple thing, medications. If your grandchild is coming over, you put the medications out of reach.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do the same with your gun? You know what I mean? And that's
But you also have, if I can remember it, North Providence, kid that was killed, and he went over to visit a friend,
Yeah.
So
Yep.
your kid you could be very
Anywhere.
careful, and he goes over to a friend who's not going to secure the gun.
That's right.
And in this case, if I remember it, the kid was showing off with the gun.
Exactly.
And,
That's
Yeah,
what
they
I
do like to
remember.
do
I
that.
remember
Yeah.
the story. I
Remember?
remember
Yeah.
exactly what
They
you're
got-
talking
yeah.
about. And that's what it was.
Well, we had that story yesterday, Bill, and Sue, and you probably saw the video of it where the woman pulled up in front of the convenience store or Dollar
Yes,
General,
I
something
did
like that.
see that.
Hopped out, went to the store. Someone pulled up in a stolen car,
And
hopped out, and
stole
stole her
the two
car
kids-
with the
two
two kids
kids.
in the back.
Yeah.
Turned around, brought the car back, told the kids to get out,
Get out,
and then took
they,
off in the car.
They got caught.
Did he get caught?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
That's the only
okay.
one so far that
that
got
was-
caught.
Wow.
that was a
Out
good
of all
one.
the ones in
Well, he,
Pawtucket.
was, he had to circle back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it-
I
I bring it up because it happened in New Jersey, kind of the same thing, but a dog was reunited with the family. Someone stole the car with the dog
With the
in
dog
the
in
car,
it.
and he left the dog out on the side of the highway and took off. But the dog's been reunited
Oh, well,
Thankfully.
with the family, and it's the same thing with the that the owner of the car said. Oh, same thing with the parent here. Oh, well, I pulled up to the store. It was a CVS, by the way, in New Jersey. The owner said, I left the car running because I wanted to keep the dog warm in the car while they went into the shop to get whatever they needed at CVS. Probably the same thing. I don't want to take the kids out of the car. Let's keep the car running and the heat going, and they'll be fine.
I tried to get my kids kidnapped 4 or 5 times, and it didn't work.
It never works.
Well, I don't. So my car, for example, has the key fob.
Yeah.
I can lock my door and step away from the vehicle while it's still running.
Okay.
But should somebody break
That's
in,
how my car is.
right? And
Yeah, it
but if
just
somebody
shut-
would break in, you can only go so far.
Yeah.
And then the fob, because the
It,
fob's
you're
not
just
with the
going to
car.
die. The car's just going to
Well,
die.
it'll say no key
No key
detected.
fob
Yeah.
detected.
Okay.
Those are good.
And then
Those
it'll
are-
just,
yeah.
the battery will just cut off and
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah, because you're too far from. You're nowhere near the
like
fob.
we were talking before, but excuse me, for the remote.
wow.
I'll start the remote. Now my wife's got into the car and it shuts it off. As soon as if somebody gets in that's not, and the car's being warmed up.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And with my car, I have to lock it before I can remote it. It
Okay.
won't remote start unless I
No,
lock it.
mine.
Okay.
mine,
Well, these are your, I guess, what's happening with these two cases, New Jersey and Pawtucket, must be older cars.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
don't have that
Accessibility.
safety
Yeah.
in there working at this time. So, okay. Well, PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, are always up to
Oh,
something.
please. I
And-
read this morning. Stop it.
As we know, Groundhog Day is coming. They don't like reaching into the people reaching into the ground to get the
Punxsutawney Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
This year, the group is suggesting a state-of-the-art hologram. They want a 3G projection of a fake animal that would give a vocal weather forecast. Oh, we want it to talk too.
Oh, for
Won't that
God's
be
sake.
cute? The catch is that Phil would have to be retired to a sanctuary. Peter argues it would look better, captivate crowds. No, it won't.
Yeah.
People come to that
see
area to
Punxsutawney
see
Phil.
that groundhog.
You'll
or whatever
never
you wanna
get.
call
You'll
it.
never get
Absolutely.
anybody.
If you want to put up a picture, no one.
Not gonna
It's
happen.
going to kill their economy.
They got a lot
Bill.
of time.
But-
they
but
got a lot of
it-
time on their hands. That's all.
Punxsutawney Phil is not abused. He's celebrated.
Yeah.
So he's not abused. So
But Peter's like that.
Oh,
if you're doing
please.
anything against an animal, it's wrong.
it's he's spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
He's celebrated. He's he eats well.
They're crazy.
So that, well,
They should work on.
Leave
They
Punxsutawney
should.
Phil alone.
They should work on Maki's campaign.
So, all right. For you Taylor Swift fans, she's been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Who? Well, good for her. Did you know she's only 36? I thought she was younger.
I thought
No,
she
I
was.
don't know why,
I
but-
thought she was
Is
lower 30s.
Now is she supposed to get married?
Yeah,
Is that
supposed to get
still
married.
on?
That's still on.
It's still
The
on.
rumor is still
I thought
down in Westerly, Watch Hill.
Yeah.
That's still the theory against with Kelsey. That's still on for this summer.
Okay.
No word yet on that that's actually going to happen. So she is the youngest songwriter to be honored to get
Wow.
into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. She's also joining Alanis Morissette, Gene Simmons of Kiss, yay, and Kenny Loggins. Eligibility opens up when a
What
songwriter's...
a random group of people.
That is pretty random. Eligibility opens up when a songwriter's first released song is 20 years old. Wow.
Wow.
And Swift's debut song, Tim McGraw, I don't know it, was released in June of 2006.
Wow.
The induction ceremony will take place June 11th. In case you want to go.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. She's supposed to be getting married in June.
Well, it won't be. Well, end of June.
Okay.
So June.
She'll find time.
Well, they would have had to schedule it around her wedding.
We always said that this whole thing in Rhode Island is a smokescreen, and they're really going to get married
Could very
someplace
well
else.
be.
And this is going to take place in New York City.
It could very well be, but guess
shouldn't we be
what?
getting married there.
Guess what?
What's that, Sue?
I don't care where you're getting married. I'm not invited anyway.
Is that going to change you at all?
It's not going to change my way of thinking.
And Vanna White got married.
Who?
Really?
Vanna from Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't even know she was not married. She's 68. Wow.
You just made my day.
She announced on Instagram Wednesday that she and John Donaldson were married. Her post said she and the construction company owner have been in love for more than a decade and wanted to make it official in a private ceremony.
Good for them.
The post includes a photo of Donaldson carrying White while she wears a white dress. It's the TV star's second marriage. White has 2 adult children from her previous marriage. So, well, good for her. All right.
Now, there's news I didn't know.
You just made my day.
Feel free to pass it along to everybody you run into today.
I'm going to say, did you know?
That Vanna White got married.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
They can finally relax.
Thanks, Joe.
Does that make your day?
Just I'm now in the know.
We started off on
I am
a
in
bad
the
note,
know.
and now in
Right?
this. Joe is always able
We're
to
so
pull
knowledgeable.
Joe
Feel
can pull
good
these
story.
things together so well.
Gotta get a
We're
feel-good
so
story in it.
Yeah,
knowledgeable.
you gotta.
All right, that'll wrap it up for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Sue, thanks for coming on in today.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the week and stay safe out there this cold weekend.
All right, and Bill Murray, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure, and stay safe, everybody, and get ready for the snow.
That's right. All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do your members coming up after the 9 o'clock news right here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says his new Board of Peace will lead to the rebuilding of the Gaza Strip.
Well, this is a very exciting day. Long in the making. And many countries have just received their notice, and everybody wants to be a part of it.